After a little more than 2 months of non-stop poker action, the 2020 World Series is coming to a close. Tonight, we will be casting the top 4 of the 25K heads-up event live from the GGPoker studio in Seoul, South Korea, and giving out one of the final bracelets of the series. Welcome back to Poker On Live. I am Artosis, joined once again by Calvin Lee. Calvin, when we left last week, you were about to play in day 2 of the main event. Now, I know you did not win the main event. It has finished up.
I did not.
How'd you do?
We cashed, thankfully, actually.
Nice.
Yeah. So, right after the bubble, I think I lasted 1 or 2 levels, and then had ace king. The opponent had pocket sixes, couldn't win the race, so yeah, here I am.
Welcome back. I'm glad that you
Yeah,
could
it was a lot
join
of
me
fun
at
though.
least.
It was a lot of fun. Had that good amount of hopium, dopamine rush, you know, like, oh, maybe I'll get first place, be the champion, but yeah, it's all good.
There's always next year.
I mean, for sure. And the year after that, and the year after that. So, yeah. They got me for life, for sure.
Absolutely.
It's a great event, yeah.
All right, well, that's our Calvin Lee recap. It's been a good series for you, I guess. Like, pretty good overall.
Quite a few events, cashed in one. Yeah.
Well, let's look how some other people did. In the 25K Player Championship, we had Christian Rudolph take that down. The 1.5K PLO, Tai Trong won a bracelet there. The $300 double stack, we had Trygve Liet, the 440 stack. Gediminas Uselis. Some interesting players from all over the world. Look at that $1,000 turbo 8-handed. We had Adnan Hasialayoglu, and the 600 no limit hold'em 6-handed was Jeffrey Dobrin taking that one down. Let's take a look at some of our deep runs from some famous players. First up, Jason Kuhn. Of course, this guy is just so high up. He's 9th on the all-time money list. He's won $31 million. And he ended up getting 7th in the 25K Players Championship.
Yeah, I think he entered as the table heads-up leader, so probably wasn't that happy with the finish, but good run by him, yeah.
Yeah, definitely made it quite far there. Of course, we also had Connor Drynan have a pretty good run, 9th place, hitting a final table in the $300 double stack. That was his 2nd final table of the series. He's also had 14 cashes to add to his already prestigious career. But doesn't look like any bracelet for him this year. We also had Gleb Tremzin, and he got 10th place in the $400 40 stack. This guy, of course, a big-time Russian player. He's won about 1.5 million and been having a pretty good series so far. And last but not least, João Vieira, the top earner from Portugal. He is already a bracelet winner and has had 15 cashes so far in this World Series. And he ended up getting 11th place in the 1K Turbo 6 Max. So no bracelet this year, at least as of yet. We have just a little bit more poker to go. As we mentioned, the World Series is coming to a close very, very quickly now. Just a couple events to go. And
can't believe it, September already, yeah.
I know. It's been just over 2 months. It's been like 2 months and a few days at this point. But we have a very special event tonight that we're going to be looking at. So let's take a look at that event. We're actually going to be casting this live. We have the top 4 players. They're going to be playing live. We're going to be jumping around between the tables, but this is the 25K heads up event. I mean, that's amazing. Heads up. Can you tell us a little bit about?
It's a big boys event, you know, 25K heads up. You're gonna get the best players, you know, in the world, at least in the tournament world, fighting for this. And now we have 4 left. So yeah, I'm excited to see this one. Yeah,
no, it's gonna be awesome. And let's take a look at a few of the highlights and see where some of these big names fell out. Here we see Dan Legrano. It's entitled "Shows Daniel's Luck During the 2020 WSOP." Look at that, flopping quads here for Bruno. Oh, that's an evil flop, is it not?
I mean, it's always a good spot to be in when you're contemplating to slow play or, you know, fast play your made hand. In this case, the quads.
Daniel with that pocket pair there with the 7s. Just thinking about it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, Daniel's loving this for sure.
Yeah.
You know, it's heads up, so Bruno doesn't have any overpairs that beat him, that would have 3-bet him. He's only worried about a 6, obviously, but, you know. In Daniel's spot, he's thinking he has the nuts for sure, right?
Yeah, no, bets 3/4 the pot.
Yeah,
the pot
big
right
bet.
there.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I like Daniel's sizing on flop and turn, but, I mean, it's still a pretty terrible spot, yeah.
Oh, man. With only 22K chips left here. Bruno. Trying to decide, okay, bets out 4.8K. It's kind of a funny bet size.
Trying to look as weak as possible, and yeah, I'm not sure if I like Daniel's all in here. You know, Bruno could still defend with a lot of 6x stuff that, yeah, I think he kind of overplayed there, but.
Well, unfortunately, Daniel Negreanu went out right there. Let's take a look at the next highlight hand. Imagine Phil's reaction after this first round hand. He has 10s up against 4s.
This is gonna be some epic beat, isn't it? You can already tell by
it looks like it.
Yeah. That's how it should be. Whenever there's a Phil Hellmuth highlight, it should be always the beats that he takes.
I know, I know. It's just too bad that it's we can't see his face during this.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
Well, quite a few re-raises there. Look at that flop, 8-4-9. So a set for Vincent.
Oh man, oh man.
Phil with that overpair. Bets out pot size.
Yeah, basically committing himself, I guess, right?
Oh, and he turns a straight draw as well.
Yeah. And he's gonna need it.
Yeah.
It's not in terrible shape, 23%-ish.
There's a few hands, but I think we all knew what was coming up there on the river. Well, honestly, it should have been another 4.
We could all imagine his antics afterwards too,
yeah.
right? His face, you know, probably some cursing around, and yeah.
That is a rough one. And then we have Bellarmino up against Justin here. Got to make or break with 2 aces. So Justin with those pocket aces, a 9 queen here for Bellarmino. And he hits the top pair, 4-7-9 flop.
Yeah, good flop for both, obviously. Top pair, decent kicker for Bellarmino.
Bets out 3/4 a pot here, Justin does.
Yeah, against this bet size, I think you could only just call. Raising would be a little, maybe overplaying his hand a little bit, yeah.
Ooh, it's a good turn though with a 9.
Now suddenly Justin needs help. He needs the ace, and ace only.
Bellarmino bets out half pot size.
Justin should just call. Don't really see raising doing anything.
Yeah, goes into the think tank here.
There are a lot of draws though.
Is he just considering a call or a fold there, or?
No, I think he's considering call or a raise. Probably he knew he was gonna call, but he was probably like kind of trying to think how he can play different rivers, maybe, you know?
Well, Bellarmino on that Queen River all-ins.
Yeah.
Amazing river and turn there. And takes that down. Good bluff. Looks like Daniel Smith here with ace-9 against Bruno Baccian with ace-8. And on the 7-8-2 board, Bruno does hit that top pair.
Top pair needs protection. His hand is likely to be the best hand. Like his sizing goes a little bigger than half pot.
Well, Daniel Smith, he turns a straight draw. Does a check.
Yeah, we'll see what Bruno does here. I think he can still bet. Could still get value from worse hands with worse draws, you know.
He does bet out over pot size.
Oh, wow. Interesting sizing, for sure.
Daniel thinking about that a bit.
Probably just a fold, I would think, against that size.
And he re-raises, look at that. 3 times.
Yeah. I think the boys are going to the street on this one.
Bruno.
Maybe there's some dynamic, you know, Heads up is also a lot about dynamic, right? Because it's a one-on-one kind of game. Very aggressive play by both sides here.
And he just flat calls that.
Yeah,
Jack
Bruno,
there.
not a believer, calls. It's pretty clean river.
Daniel here just with the ace high. He's going to think about it a bit, just pushes all in.
Yeah. Daniel is saying he has a straight here. I don't think he's playing any two pair like this, really. I guess maybe a set of deuces or sixes. Not sure. But I think he's mainly repping a straight.
Is it a good bluff?
We'll
That's
find
the
out.
question of the
we'll
hand.
Find out. We'll find out.
Okay, okay.
You should ask me in about 4, 3, 2, you know?
Yeah.
If Bruno folds, it's a good bluff, and if he doesn't, yeah, that was a terrible bluff.
That was a terrible bluff.
Terrible bluff. What was he?
God.
You know, what was he thinking there? I mean,
I'm going to be a poker analyst one day too. I'm really learning from this. All right, well, some interesting hands there.
There's my expert analysis for you.
Yeah. Just hold on. I'm going to tell you in a minute if it's an excellent bluff. It wasn't, it turns out.
Yeah, terrible bluff, terrible bluff.
Unable to pull that one off. All right, well, it's too bad that we don't see one of those big names like Dale Negreanu or Phil Hellmuth here at the final tables, I guess we can call it, because we're going to be doing the top 4 and the finals here tonight. But let's take a look at who actually made it into this final. So these are our 4 players and the bracket, what it's looking at right now. Let's first take a look at Bruno. We saw him playing that hand and making that nice call there at the end. Bruno now, this guy is, obviously we see he's from Brazil, but he's doing pretty darn well so far in the series. He has 10 cashes already. He got 6th place in the 25K Players Championship, cashing for almost 400K, and 2nd in the $500 limit tournament. So this is his 3rd final table.
I think I'm going to call him Don't Bluff Bruno on this podcast from now on.
Don't Bluff Bruno.
Stream, yeah.
Oh, I like it, I like it. Let's take a look at a couple of his hands that got him here. This is his round of 16, and this is going to be the winning hand. It's ace-9 here for Luke. Bruno with the ace-5 shoves it all in. All right, well, he's looking for that 5. The queen, jack, queen on the flop.
Got some chop outs now.
Yeah, 7 on the turn. And
5.
All right, well, that's one way to win it.
Yep.
That's his round of 16 victory right there. So he takes out Luke and goes up against Jason McConnon. And looks here, Jason with the kings on the button. Ace-jack for Bruno. Jason's raised up.
Strong hand, worthy of a 3-bet.
Nice strong re-raise there. And a call there from Jason. Jack high on that board. Bruno bets out.
Slow playing his kings pre-flop, Jason is.
Yeah, half pot, and it gets called, and then an ace on the turn.
Yeah, not the turn you wanted to see if you were Jason.
No, I think not. 7.7 here. And it just gets called from Jason. Bruno thinking a bit, and actually just pushes all in for over twice the pot size. Obviously Jason here only with 32K left.
Putting Jason on some hero calls, hopefully, or even, you know.
A hero call. There wouldn't be too much of a hero call here, would it be? All right, well, he does end up calling, and GG is called from Jason. Oh, some good mana right there. So that is how Bruno got here. He'll be going up against Octay. Let's take a look at Octay. This is the kind of least known player from this top 4. He has some cashes from online tournaments and only 1 cash from this World Series where he made just a little tiny amount of money playing the mini main event.
Yeah.
So kind of interesting to see him here in a 25K buy-in heads up. In the top
I
4.
love it. I love having these no-name, you know, players kind of getting in the mix, you know, with the big-time professionals, you know, a little wild card, shall we say.
Well, he's up here against Michael Adamo, a well-known pro.
Oh,
so
yeah, he's a pro.
And he's got King Queen against Queen Jack. I mean, he's a good player clearly. He does go ahead and raise that up. And Michael just shoves it all in.
Yeah, Michael with not much behind. Reasonable spot with king jack off, but not when your opponent has the king queen.
Brutal.
Yeah, he's got to work on that strategy.
6, 10, 5 on the flop, 2 on the turn, looking for a jack and only a jack on the river, and it's a 9. Absolutely nothing there for Michael.
GG, Michael.
Yeah, takes down that that round of 16. Here's his round of 8 against Stuart Wallenstein. 4-8 against Ace King. So mid pair here for the 4-8 on the 8-7 King board. Octay hitting top pair.
Yeah, hard to flop pairs, so you know, whenever you flop a pair in a heads-up spot, you're always going to continue, right?
It's kind of like limit hold'em.
Yeah.
Bet out here from Octay on the turn. Just a call from Stuart.
Pretty clean run out for both. All the draws missed. Octay has to be betting here, and he does. And Stuart, I think he just has to call. I mean, getting really good odds, and but I guess he does something else. And
Yeah, I think
shoves, right?
I think so. What do you think about that?
Yeah,
The re-raise all in for that much.
I mean, I understand what he's thinking. Where his opponent can't have a 7, but you got to be really, but there's so many draws that missed and stuff. If you're turning an 8 into a bluff like that, you're going to be bluffing way too much. I don't like that play at all.
All right, well, Octay made it through with that one. And here is our most well-known player here at the top 4, Theodore Holes. I mean, what can I say about this guy?
His tournament resume is just off the charts, right?
Yeah, no, he's ridiculous. 8th on the all-time money list, a GGPoker ambassador, a World Series of Poker Bracelet winner, 3 World Poker Tour titles,
yeah,
3 European Poker Tour titles. I mean, yeah, he's pretty good at poker.
He's ran pretty good too, I think, for sure, right?
No doubt. All right, and look at that. Looks like he has a pretty tough bracket as well. George Wolf there in the round of 16. Fyodor with the kings against ace queen for George.
Yeah, this is how you win tournaments. Get this cooler setups and your kings hold, and it's GG, easy game.
You must get him a lot for all those tournaments.
For sure he did, yeah, definitely.
A lot of re-raising going on here. George is going to put them all in, and Fyodor calls. Looking for aces or multiple queens here for George. King on the flop.
Just drills the king. What a... It's not even a sweat for George. Oh, man.
What a pro. All right, well, Fyodor taking a lot of chips from George Wolf there. He did end up beating him. Goes up against Justin Bonomo in the round of 8. Looks like Fyodor this time with ace-jack, gonna raise up against queen 5. Justin thinking a little bit.
Whoa,
and just
Justin
shoves all
it in. Justin gets his hand caught in the cookie jar.
Yeah, I guess
the queen
so.
5 off.
Well,
Fyodor had the the snap call with the ace-jack, of course. 30 big blinds-ish effective.
Looking for a queen or a 5, does not find it. GG, Fyodor. Good luck. All right, and of course he'll be playing Sergey next. We're going to take a closer look at Sergey. This guy has had quite a World Series of Poker year.
Yeah, it seems like we covered him every week.
Just about.
In all kinds of events too. PLO, short deck, no limit, right?
Absolutely. This is, he's had 10 cashes so far before this event. He got 3rd in the 10K short deck, 7th in the 5K PLO. He got 10th in the 10K heads up. I mean, the guy is absolutely killing it. Let's take a look at some of the hands that helped him to get here. Against Dmitry in the round of 16. So he's got ace-10 against ace-8. And just shoves it all in, all right. And the call from Dmitry, needing an 8. I think this might be anticlimactic, this hand. 9-5 jack on the board. Ace on the turn.
Does not help.
Not so
Kicker
much.
plays.
And there you have it. The ace-10 all-in pre-flop. That's good. All right, right, so that was how he finished off his round of 16 opponent against Aaron here in the round of 8. Aaron with kings against 5-8 suited. And look at that flop, 5-8-6.
Aaron gets punished for the slow play with the kings.
And he check raises there.
I'm not sure what he's doing. He's decided to slow play his kings pre-flop and check raises that flop. I'm not sure what's. It's just wow. This
Aaron bets out pot size.
Man, what is going on here?
Sergey just goes all in.
Now he's just hating it, and I guess he calls off.
Well, I guess he's got some outs. King, a 6, a deuce. And that river will be 7. All right. Not a fan of the way that hand played out?
Yeah, not at all, actually.
No. Well, that's how Sergey made it here to this round of 4. All right, so those are our players. I do want to mention this is the first time we're going to be doing one that's actually live. So that's really exciting. Both the tables are going to be going on. There is a 30-minute delay so that no shenanigans can occur. And we'll be jumping back and forth between the tables.
Oh, so we're covering 2 tables at the same time. Cool.
2 at the same time.
All right,
yeah.
cool.
So we have a screen where we kind of see the second table, and we'll jump over if there's a lot of action.
No, it's going to be exciting. Can't wait.
Yeah, I think I'm ready. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Let's get into it. Sergey's table. It's Fedor. And well, it says it will resume in 8 minutes, but I don't think that's actually the case since we are on a little bit of a delay. Probably get that started in a moment, guys. Tell your friends, let them know. This is one of the final bracelets. I believe this is the last scheduled day for tournaments to start. I know there's a couple that are starting like right around now, but definitely one of the very last bracelets.
Yeah, and not all bracelets are equal, I like to think, you know? And if you have one from the $25,000 buy-in heads-up event, that's a nice bracelet to have.
That seriously is.
Yeah,
when you think about it, right, it's like, well, if you... I guess if you win a bracelet from like the $50 buy-in, it's like, well, everyone played that, so that's pretty sick, but $25K, that's like only pros, right?
Yeah, so there's been debates, you know, like with these online series going on, you know, there's a lot of the smaller buy-in events giving out bracelets and stuff, you know what I mean? But you know, for the $25K one, you know, that's online or live, that's a big boy one.
Well, we saw all the big boy names in that bracket as we were checking out the hands that were won and lost.
Yeah. So we're looking at, I think, third and fourth cash for about 300,000.
Yeah, that's right.
And first place about $1 million, I think.
Yeah, so, and second place is about 650K, I think.
Okay, a lot to play for.
Yeah, there really is. Over 3 million in the prize pool as well. All right, well, hopefully we aren't going to be sitting here for 7 minutes waiting for this to begin. Yes, left is a StarCraft 2 caster. That's correct. What's up, guy in the chat? And on the right, you have a World Series of Poker bracelet winner to offset my stupidity. Going into these top 4s, I mean, obviously Fedor is the big name.
Yeah.
Is that
Fedor
like the obvious favorite here, do you think?
I'm not sure. So Fedor is very good at, you know, ring games, like 6-handed and 9-handed, I guess. I'm not sure how much heads-up experience he has, but I imagine he's still pretty good. Sergey too, he's got looks like Fedor and Sergey are the most accomplished pros with Bruno right behind them. And we got the wild card in Octave.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see him play.
Well, I found that really interesting that he's in here, right? Because I felt like it would all be names that I recognize, and this guy, you know, he's not really done that much. Like, obviously he's playing online and being successful if he's in a 25K event, though.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's or maybe he got lucky to make it this far. We'll never know. Well, you never know, and I think we're gonna find out soon enough based on how he plays a few hands for sure. Yeah, but you know, that's the beauty of poker. You know, like anyone can win. Anyone has the chance to win. You know. So yeah, I'm very excited to. I hope he wins actually. Yeah, for sure.
That would be kind of fun, especially with this many pros.
Yeah,
in
it's
such a
so
tight
boring.
little
You know, if what kind of story is that? If Fedor wins another first place, you know, oh,
Right.
he adds to his,
Yeah.
he wins $1 million to his $50 million resume. You know,
Yeah.
he wins another bracelet to the 10 bracelets he has or something. You know.
Yeah.
And Sergey Ryshak, you know, he's been on a heater. You know, he wins again. It's just like, oh wow, cool. You know. But hey, if Octay wins, he's the, you know, he comes out, you know, the 25K heads up event, beats on all these pros. Then you know, that's more of a story, I think. Don't you think?
Definitely a big entry into the world of, you know, the high stakes pro poker.
Yeah,
these
for
big
sure.
buy-ins.
Yeah.
Do you play much heads up?
Nah, not much. You know, heads up. It's actually not played that much anymore. You know, which is very disappointing and sad. You know, because it's you know, heads up poker. It's got that like aura about it, right? One-on-one.
Absolutely.
It's a very pure game. You know, but with especially online with the rise of you know, solvers and such, it's becoming kind of a solved game. Heads up. There's less decisions to be made. You know, with the game tree. So it's actually not played that much anymore online.
Yeah.
But you know, heads up tournament is fine. You know, there's different stacks and antes available. So yeah, a lot more to do, for sure.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting too. But I think for spectators, it's like very, very exciting, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
We've definitely seen that in the past as well. That was always one of mine, like the National Heads Up Poker Championship type stuff on TV.
Right.
And you know, obviously Poker Go just brought back the new Heads Up series. That stuff is like,
heads up is
amazing.
good. Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know about you, but I personally have been very, very excited to cast this one. When we found out, what was it, a week or two ago, that we actually get to do this one,
right?
It was kind of like added on. That's just very different from the other things we've been.
Yeah, it's nice to, it's, you know, obviously like Sergey and Fedor, you know, they're gonna play great. You know, they're elite pros, so I'm excited to watch them in action. You know, follow their, you know, the whole cards and such. You know, see what they, how they play, and you know, hopefully learn as well.
Yeah. I want to see it. But Octay throws a wrench into everything, just takes everyone down.
Yeah.
How much play do you feel like there is in heads up?
It depends on I think the structure. Looks like they're starting pretty deep. What is that? Yeah, they're starting pretty deep. I think they're playing maybe, I'm not sure how long the levels are, but yeah, we'll see about it. I mean, it could go really quick, or it could drag on too. You know, it depends on how they're playing. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, if we get any cooler hands or anything like that. You never know.
I imagine it won't be too long though. Yeah.
It's kind of funny, right? Because we watch the highlight hands as we go in, and then I start getting in my head. I'm like, oh my god, there's just coolers everywhere. But no, these are highlights
Those
of
are
it. It's
exactly,
like normally people don't flop quads
against
a pocket pair. Like that's
that's the excitement, right? People want to see that, right? Just like, oh, quads against the full house. You know, it's that's what gets the attention. But yeah, it's definitely not like that, of course.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited to cover. You know, we're gonna be covering live, so we're gonna see all the hands, the nitty and gritty. You know. Yeah,
that's very true. So it could, because a lot of the ones that we've been doing, right, is like pulling
more
the tournament
highlight-ish, right?
Yeah, cutting out some of the chaff hands in there too.
I mean, which has its merits too. You know, of course, when you're doing some streaming, you want to kind of get to the meat of the bone show, you can say. But today it's gonna be, you know, we're gonna be covering it all. You know, the small pots, the big pots, the medium pots. So yeah, we'll see.
And just the fact that we can jump back and forth between the tables, right? Is pretty sick. Because if we see like, oh my god, these guys are all in, we can just hit this button. It's amazing. And I get to be in charge of the button, but you can tell me to press it anytime.
Yeah, I'll be on the lookout for sure.
Like, switch it, it's aces versus kings. I'm like, no. Wow. This World Series so far, how many events did you end up playing?
I didn't play that much. I think I played maybe 3 or 4. You know, just being in Korea now, it's very bad time zones. You know? A lot of the events start at like 2 a.m. here, then it will play till like, you know, it won't end for another 12 hours. So I would have to just stay up all night, you know, hopefully, you know, if I make it that deep.
No, absolutely.
So yeah, I started, you know, I was real pumped to play, you know, the first few events, you know, just like started the World Series, let's play. And then I register, you know, I'm like still good first couple levels, then it gets to 6 a.m. I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe I registered this. You know, I'm so tired. You know, but the main event was a lot of fun. Like I was saying, I was only in for one bullet, $5,000. I was prepared to fire all 3, and we cashed min cash, but you know, I still cashed for about $12,000.
Yeah,
so
that's not bad.
Yeah, so when I busted, you know, I was in like, oh, I'm ecstatic, I made $7,000. But, you know, looking back on it, I was like, it was a lot of fun. You know, it's a World Series event, you know, it's an event like no other. They'll, you know, hopefully they'll be back in Vegas, you know, after this, hopefully the COVID goes down a little bit.
Yeah.
But, you know, I always get pumped, man, for the World Series, the main event. You know, it just brings that early memories of me, you know, it's like, I'm sure for me, you know, like in high school, back in 2002, I grew up watching that, you know, the Moneymaker on ESPN, you know.
Of course.
And just like...
It was a magical time, yeah.
Yeah, and I think I said this before too, but, you know, I couldn't fathom, you know, these people were paying $10,000 to play a poker tournament, you know what I mean?
I still can't fathom it.
Yeah, so now I'm like doing it, you know, and they got me for life, for sure. It's a great event, you know. Yeah, so hopefully, you know, we get it back. No, this event was great as well.
Yeah.
But,
well, the online kind of series that we've had between the WSOP site and GGPoker, I feel like it's been very cool, and I love how international the second leg really is.
Yeah.
So like, even if it goes back live to the casinos next year, I do want to see still something like this done again, you know?
Yeah, so I think that's a good point. So maybe this online series, it was more of a World Series of Poker, right? Because it's from people all over the world. Whereas in Vegas, the one in Vegas during the summer, you actually don't get that many people. I mean, you get a lot of people, of course, but you know, it's like some people, you know, they can't really travel to Vegas. You know, they might be busy. Even the main event too, you know, it takes like 2 weeks to complete, or a week and a half, or whatever it is. So you know, a lot of these people, you know, they just can't take off jobs and you know, and go to Vegas for a week or something, right?
Absolutely.
But whereas this one, it was a 3-day event. And you know, we got a lot of entries, right?
Absolutely, and I think that's probably the best thing that happened about this. Like we saw on that recap, you know, there were so many people from so many different countries that were winning bracelets,
for sure.
which is not quite as normal.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like we're just about ready to go. I think we're gonna jump over to the table. The countdown is done, and it is time for some heads-up action. All right, let's go. Let's
go.
All right, so we're starting off on Fedor versus Sergey. Hopefully we'll get that second table up pretty soon so that we can jump around a little bit. But yeah, let's take a look. Okay, this is cool. We do not actually see the whole cards as of right now, but an ace, king, jack board.
So we can all guess, I guess, play along.
Yeah. Well, a queen on the turn. Looks like Fedor gonna go ahead and check that. Sergey checks as well. Ace on the river. A lot of checking going on.
Looks like they're 100,000 effective at 250, 500. So it's okay.
It just bets out here. Has a pair of queens versus a pair of jacks. All right.
Yeah, pair's a pair.
Yeah.
Nice value bet by Fedor.
Oh, well, I mean, that's only just the first hand, right? Little bet out from Fedor. Sergey gonna fold. And we do have that second table up on the other screen right now as well.
Yeah, we'll be going back and forth. But yeah, let's. I like the start covering the two pros.
All right, so.
Oh, we got the whole cards up now.
Ah, okay.
Cool.
I thought we were going to show whole cards up, so I was a little bit nervous there. I'm like, oh man, it's
yeah,
like a little bit harder, isn't it? I'm like, now you know how I feel when I'm trying to analyze when I see the whole cards. It's the same thing as you not seeing them. Let me put this together.
Yeah, it's way easier to analyze poker games when you can see the whole cards.
Yeah. It certainly is. I get that a lot in StarCraft. I can see the whole map. I'm like, oh, I know exactly what you should do. All right, so Sergey going to take that one down. Still very even as far as the stacks go.
Yeah, just starting very deep. These players are, you know, feeling each other out.
Do you generally go into heads up with like a set strategy for going up against your opponent?
I think you just want to play a solid strategy, right? And you know, like especially early on, though, you probably don't want to get, you know, too big of a spot. I would think, you know, just because right now the blinds are so it's pretty small that it's not gonna have a big effect on later on in the game. So you kind of want to position yourself for you know the middle of the stage, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're just kind of playing it maybe a little bit more safely.
Yeah, probably just feeling it out. You know, you don't want to go for any big moves. I don't think it's probably not gonna be worth it. But hey, yeah, we'll see.
Well, Sergey here, Rivers Trip fives. Nothing really for Fedor. Just has his ace.
Let's put on an overbet, and Fedor has a pretty good bluff catching candidate here, but he does fold.
All right. The 6-8 against the 9 deuce.
Yeah, should see an open and defend.
And a 3 Jack King flop.
Good board for Sergey. Could bet his entire range here. I'm sure he will with this hand, and Fedor is an easy fold.
Yeah, and of course he does have that flush draw, so hitting a bit more. Fedor is just going to fold that up. I'm just gonna go ahead and fold that little garbage hand right there.
Yeah.
How important is position heads up compared to the other?
Oh, position is huge. Of course, yeah. Position is very big. Just to have just to be able to have that extra info of how your opponent's gonna play. It's huge for sure. You could open a lot more. You obviously open a lot more when you're playing heads up. Fedor also has the big blind has to defend more as well.
Oh, look at that! Actually, it turned into a flush draw here for Sergey. We do have that pair of jacks for Fedor.
Yeah, Sergey's gonna bet here for sure. I think. Doesn't really make sense to check back a weak flush draw, but he does.
Okay. 9 on the river. Sergey not finding anything. Fedor with that pair of jacks, thinking it over. First to act.
Yeah, so a lot of draws missed. A lot of the straight draws. Oh, the queen 10 got there.
Oh yeah.
Sergey has an easy fold with the 8 high.
The king 4 here on the button. Fedor going to raise up. Queen 7 suited for Sergey. And a 5-3 jack board.
Yeah, so you're going to see a lot of these flops, right, where both players miss the flop.
It's kind of interesting. Fedor bets out half pot and Sergey goes ahead and calls.
Yeah, he's got an overcard to the jack with the queen, backdoor diamond draw. He could play later streets. Like on a 6, should be a better turn for Sergey than Fedor.
Yeah, he has that inside straight draw. All right, bets over pot size, Fedor does there.
Okay. And we're back to dead even in chips.
Ace 4 here for Sergey. Raises 1250, just a fold from Fedor.
So yeah, looking at the profile, it looks like Fedor sold 77.5% of himself.
Really?
Which I find, well, that's what I see, which I find very surprising.
Yeah.
I mean, he did charge a 15% markup, but yeah, 77.5% of them. It's a responsible play, I guess. But yeah, I'm sure we have a lot of sweats from the audience, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Or just rooting for Fedor, right?
No, that's very interesting, actually, that he does that. Huh.
Yeah, I would have understood maybe like 10%, 20% or something, but hey, yeah.
Well, I mean, I can look at it from both directions, right? Like, he's won so much money in his life that it's like none of this really matters anymore. Like, if he's not losing money, he's doing all right, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, with how good he is, 77% seems
not
high.
only is good, but he's charging a markup, so he's getting that guaranteed money to his so maybe he's at a point where he doesn't want to really gamble much, but he just wants to collect the
sure, yeah, it's almost it's just like a
sure.
free 25K heads up tournament.
Yeah.
You can play however you want there.
Yeah.
All right, here we have a mid pair for Sergey with the 6-5 hitting on the 9-4-6 board, and the 4 of clubs here for Fedor. So he actually has a flush draw now and bottom pair.
Sergey with the middle 2 pair.
That's out pot size.
Saying that he has the kind of hand he has minimum, the middle 2 pair.
Fedor calls it 10 of hearts on the river.
Yeah, Fedor has to call with a pair and the flush draw, I think.
And a pot size bet from Sergey. And Fedor calls.
Wow.
What do you think about that?
Seems like a loose-ish call, but hey, it can't be the worst call, right?
It's all right. He's playing with 77% of other people's money, so it's all good.
Yeah, that's funny. I just caught that. Yeah,
like Queen 4, that's a call in hand here.
I'm only playing 20% of myself anyways. Who cares? Let's call.
People are texting him right now. What was that?
That's funny.
Right here, 6-3 against Ace Jack. Sergey hitting that top pair on the board. 5 Queen Ace. Small bet out here from Fedor. 1.5 big blinds. Call from Sergey. Turn comes Queen.
Fedor with absolute squadouche.
Squadouche. That is what we're seeing.
Yeah, it kind of sucks to take 6-sided showdown, but yeah, I'm sure Sergey's gonna bet anyways. I was gonna say.
All right, gonna
Fedor
pick
folds.
that one up.
Yeah.
Sergey taking a little bit of a lead. Still on that first blind level.
Yeah, yeah. Still got a lot of room. There are, you know, close to 200 big blinds effective.
It looks like 5-7 against 5-4. And look at that flop. 7-5-2. All of hearts. Neither of them have a heart. Top 2 pair for Sergey and middle pair here for Fedor.
Monotone board. Flush as possible.
That brings a open-ended straight draw here for Fedor with a 3 on the turn.
Turn some equity with the straight draw as well.
And bets out a 3rd. And the call from Sergey, the 10 of hearts on the river. And a couple of checks there. Sergey gonna win again.
Both are happy to check it down, I guess.
All right, raise up with the 3-10 suited. I'm keeping an eye on that second table just in case anything crazy happens, but
yeah,
looks like they're still very close to within 4,000 chips of each other right now.
Yeah, maybe we can switch after this level, which should be ending in 30 seconds, it looks like.
Look at this. We have a couple of straight draws here.
Oh, wow. Big
Much
flop for
better
both.
one for Fedor, though.
Yeah. But Sergey with the position and the initiative.
He does bet out.
Could be in a better spot. We'll see.
Call from Fedor.
Wow.
Ooh, the 7 comes. This gives Sergey the straight. Of course, it is the 3rd diamond on the board.
Yeah, tough spot for Fedor here. Oh, Sergey with the check. This has
Wow.
to. Yeah, I would have understand the check with the diamond maybe. Even with the diamond, I would still bet. But yeah, interesting check by Sergey.
Fedor now. Looks like he takes a stab at the pot here.
Yeah, I mean, mandatory bluff spot for Fedor once Sergey checked. in stream today, right? Just having that live play, and then you
Yeah.
get to see all these the nitty gritty, but not just the full house over full house kind of hands, right?
Yeah,
That's how poker is, though. It's
forget sometimes with these curated shows, right?
Yeah,
It just shows all the exciting
obviously
stuff.
people want to see the cooler over cooler hands, but
Yeah.
the real skill and edge comes from playing these seemingly boring pots. You
You got to throw away all your deuce sevens. That's part of it, right? You got to do it. Okay, we have Octay here with King 9. Just completes. 9-7 for Bruno. Flop comes Ace 7 King. So Octay gets mid pair, bottom pair for Bruno. Check from Bruno.
Mixing it up with just the call from the button. See if he thinks his bet is worth a value or not, or just a stall play, or just to play it safely.
Just checking a bit. Deuce on the turn. Check from Bruno. Octay gonna consider again. And just checks as well.
Yeah, makes sense. You try to catch a bluff from Bruno.
Half pot bet from Bruno on the river of a 3. And just a flat call from Octay. You like how he played that?
Yeah, it was okay, I guess. Yeah.
Well, he won the pot.
Yeah, sure.
I guess. Not sure if he was going to get more chips than that with that hand. But... All right, King 7 this time. It's been raised up though by the Queen 5. Just throws it away. Octay with the 7-6. Going up against 7-3. Does the min raise. Just a fold from Bruno. Looks like on the other table, Fedor is winning back a few of his chips. Keep you guys updated. The 2-8 raises it up. Min raise from Bruno against Kings of Octay.
The 2-8, opening it up.
Oh, strong re-raise.
Gets punished.
Now with the 3-8 for Octay. Slight chip advantage. I'm gonna think about that a little bit, I guess.
Not sure what to start to think, right?
Yeah.
8-3 off.
Just taking his sweet time.
Let's fold and move on, right?
Yeah. Min raise here from Bruno with the King 3. Octay with the 9-8. They're getting better hands at that other table, man. I'm glancing over there.
Yeah. Straight over there?
Yeah, let's
Yeah, why not, right?
check it out. Look at that. We have the nut flush here up against Ace King. All right, Sergey checks it. And Fedor going to check as well.
Not the result Sergey wanted,
No.
but he'll take those chips.
All right. King 3 against King 8. Sergey raises. Big re-raise here from Fedor. Sergey is just going to drop it. Ace 5 suited here, going to raise it up and take that one down as well. All right, Sergey with some 8s against Jack Deuce. Just the raise in the fold. All right. Raise up with the 8-5. 10-9 calls, 9-6-4.
Both players
Okay.
flop a little something.
Yeah, top pair here for Sergey. We have that inside straight draw for Fedor.
Fedor has, he has the straight draw.
And that's out 2100. 2 on the turn.
Oh, very interesting turn now. Fedor has 2 gutter draws with the 3 and the 7. mandatory bet spot for him, I think.
Yeah, Sergey did check it to him. Bets out pot size. Sergey
Yeah.
here with top pair.
Not going anywhere. So many draws. Turn flush draw, so many straight draws.
And a 4 on the river. So Fedor not hitting his draws here.
Yeah, I mean, this has got to be the hand that he's got to bluff, right? I mean, he doesn't have clubs. He has 8 high, but so many draws missed. This is what Fedor's thinking. I'm telling you guys right now, that's what he's thinking right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, he does slow it down.
Yeah. Well, he's getting a little bit lower now on chips, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those spots. It's like, man, I have 8 high. I should bluff. You know, it's like if I'm not bluffing this hand, what am I bluffing with?
Yeah.
But Fedor had to read that maybe Sergey was stronger or that he just wasn't gonna fold.
Did have that top pair. You think if he bluffed heavily that he could have made him fold?
Depends how big he bet. If he bet like super big, it would put Sergey in a tough spot for sure. But
you put your tournament life on the line there. How brave are you?
yeah. Yeah, I think it's a spot that, you know, you do get called a lot, of course, because a lot of the draws missed, and if you have top pair, but yeah.
Jack 10 versus 6s here.
2 playable hands.
Yeah. Raises up to 1,500. Ooh, look at this flop,
wow.
action flop right there.
Wow.
Fedor calls with his 6s, hits the mid set, and top pair for Sergey on that 2-6-10 board.
This
Check from
is,
Fedor, bet out over pot size, pot and a half size here from Sergey. Ooh.
This is a must be nice spot for Fedor. It's like, oh man, should I just call? Should I raise with my nuts? I'm not sure. We'll see what he does. I think you should just call here, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't think it makes sense to, oh, okay.
All right, well,
Decide to fast play.
big re-raise right there.
Yeah, I just feel like against the big bet, you should just call and kind of protect all your, just call with all your continuing hands. But
Well, Sergey
calls. He calls.
He calls, and then we get a queen here on the turn. So Fedor is good.
Yeah, great turn for Fedor. The queen just brings out a lot more draws and made hands that Sergey can have that Fedor beats, of course. Yeah, Fedor is saying that he has a very, very big hand here. You know, you guys got to think where Sergey was the initial raiser and he bet over pot and Fedor raised him.
And he actually calls.
Yeah.
Now, the river brings a 9 of diamonds, so any flush draw could have gotten there.
Straight draw, right?
Yeah. Are we going to see some fireworks here, Calvin?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, Fedor is just thinking he beats a lot of Sergey's value hands that gets through this way. Of course, he loses to flushes and stuff, but you know, Sergey could have, you know, 2 pair or a hand that like he has with a pair and the diamond that could possibly hero. Sergey is thinking about what bluffs can Fedor have, right? Because if Fedor was bluffing and this was the run out, this is a mandatory bluff spot for him, right? If let's say you're bluffing with something and then you get the 9 of diamonds from the river, you're gonna bluff 100% probably, right?
Yeah, okay. I'm trying to think of, like, what draws could he have had that wouldn't have hit here?
Yeah, I think Sergey is a little confused about how he got check raised on the flop, where he probably was thinking he should never get really check raised. Yeah, I think I mean, he has technically a good bluff catching hand, you know, with the 10 and the jack of diamonds blocking, you know, whatever straights and flushes, but Fedor is just showing immense strength throughout, where, you know, he got check raised, bets the turn where it's better for Sergey and just rips it on the river, so.
And Sergey folds.
Yeah. I think it's a good fold.
Wow. All right. Well, Fedor going to get ace-10, and WSOP raises the next hand immediately. 5-9 from Sergey calls. 8-queen-10 on the flop. Sergey has that inside straight draw and mid-pair here for Fedor. Couple of checks into a 2 on the turn.
Yeah, check is reasonable.
Check from Sergey.
Yeah, Fedor has to bet here now. If it goes check, you know your hand is probably good. A lot of hands Sergey can call with, pair and a straight draw, pair and a flush draw that he beats right now. So
does pick that up with a strong bet. Sergey here on the button with the ace-10 or 8-10 of spades. Bets it up over 2 big blinds. A re-raise from the queen-jack suited.
Reasonable 3-bet for sure.
And a call. Oh, look at that flop for Sergey. We have the ace and 4 of spades, 8 here of diamonds. So he has mid-pair and the flush draw.
Why does it feel like this table is getting more hands and
yeah,
more, right? I mean, I'm taking a little peek at the other table too, and
glancing up there, they're within just a few thousand chips each other.
Yeah, and you see that Bruno's in there with the 10 deuce off, you know. It's,
yeah. All right, a bet out here from Fedor. Sergey calls, turns an 8.
Yeah, Fedor is done with this hand for sure, 100%. I would think. He has nothing.
Yeah.
The 8 is way better for Sergey.
Fedor is going to think about it, though. Just a check. Sergey now, his time to think. Has those trip 8s, has that flush draw.
I think it makes sense to bet small or bet something. Or maybe he, yeah.
Yeah, that's 8,000, about third at the pot. Fedor here.
Yeah.
Is there any universe in which he calls?
I don't think so.
No?
Yeah, I think it's just
all the different realities that may or may not exist. He's just all the
I would
Fedors are
be
folding here.
surprised if he finds a continue here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess you do not get top 10 on the all-time money list calling that hand. All right, Fedor here on the button. Jack 6 raises up to 2,000. Sergey with ace-9 suited.
Sergey contemplating calling or 3-betting, and he does elect to 3-bet.
Fedor throws that away very quickly. Sergey here with ace-king now.
Yeah, that's what's nice about opening these junkier hands, right? When your opponent re-raises you, you know exactly what to do with them.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like you raise with like 5-8 suited and they 3-bet, you're like, man, should I call here? Maybe I flop something. When you raise Jack 6 off, they raise you, like, all right,
I think my brain is still in limit mode from last week. I'm like, oh, but you have to call, right? No, but look at this flop now. Mid pair here for Fedor, top pair for Sergey. Bet and a call. 2 on the turn. Sergey bets out over pot size, almost 10K into a 7K pot. Fedor folds. I mean, Fedor had that one really good hand that we saw just a little bit ago, right?
A set of 6s.
Yeah, but other than that, Sergey seems to just continue. Oh my God. All right, so on the button here, I'll just shut up. Fedor with 5s raises up. A big re-raise from Sergey with his aces. A call from Fedor. Oh my God, a king 5-7 flop. Bottom set for Fedor.
This guy runs unreal.
This is craziness. Lose a bunch of hands, flop a set. This is the way to do it.
Yeah. Not the best flop for Sergey as well. It's a monotone board and he doesn't have a diamond. So he decides to start with a check. Fedor with the bottom set will bet for sure. Thinking about sizing, thinking about what hands Sergey can have.
All right, Bets out
40%-ish.
Yeah. Sergey just flat calls. 4 on the turn.
Nothing you can do but call there for Sergey.
Yeah, check from Sergey.
Fedor will bet something geometrically, as they say, to set up for a nice size on the river, I think. You know, maybe bet like 18K or something. 20K, I think, yeah.
Oh, okay, 22. Close, very close.
And Sergey is not really loving this spot, but he still cannot fold unless he has some sick read.
I don't think you get aces too often in heads up, right?
And and then he gets bailed out here, I guess.
Yeah, he calls and a 4th diamond on the river. Couple of checks, and Sergey's gonna get the bad news. Fedor takes that chip lead.
Yeah, big pot for Fedor there.
Oh, we have a little bit of a fire hand at the other table right now. Let's take a quick look. Looks like we have that, the busted flush draw against 3 4s. All right. Well, I guess I didn't get there quickly enough, sorry.
Oh, it's all good, yeah. Looks like,
all right, back to it. Fedor, Jack 7, raises it up. King 10 suited here for Sergey.
still a lot of room to play here.
Ooh.
Sergey has, you know, about 100 big blinds still.
Strong re-raise there from Sergey.
Yep.
Puts out almost 10K, and Fedor folds and then does a couple emotes at him. All right, next hand here, Jack 6 against 9-8 on a 4-9-10 board. 5 comes on the turn.
Not much going on for Fedor.
You have that second pair for Sergey right now. 10 pairs on the river. Brings a 3rd diamond as well.
Yeah, I like this give up by Fedor. You know, when your opponent raises and it goes check, 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 check. You know, there's so many other hands that you could be bluffing with.
Sure.
Can't win every pot, as they say.
No. All right. 6-10 against 6-8. Let's flop that top pair for here for Fedor. 4-8-3 board.
Sergey betting with some backdoor stuff going on.
Turn brings an 8, so trips here for Fedor. There's that flush draw though for Sergey.
Has the 10-eye flush draw, and he may also think a 10 might be good as well.
All right, bets out. A little over half pot.
And Fedor should just call, yeah.
Ooh, and the 10 does come on the river here, giving top pair to Sergey.
Yeah, but I think Sergey will check it back. I don't think it's, you know, at this point, you're happy to just, ooh, and...
Wait, 8,000 bet, and he actually insta-calls that.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I guess that 10 was good for Fedor, wasn't it?
Yeah, Fedor snuck in a little value bet there on the river.
10-7 now, raising it up against Ace-Jack suited.
2 playable hands.
Yeah, quite a re-raise.
And when you get 3 bets, ooh.
Whoa, look at this flop. These guys are getting some crazy hands against each other.
Top pair versus the flush draw.
Yeah.
But Fedor has position.
All right, bets out.
Does start out with the bet.
Yeah, only 6,000.
Fedor not going anywhere. Yeah, I mean, versus small bet, I could see Fedor even raising. Or calling
Just
is
flat
good.
calls.
Yep.
Yeah, and the turn does complete his flush. Sergey first to act here with that top pair.
That's the turn, exact turn I think Fedor is looking for, like the king of clubs, you know? So maybe Sergey could have like ace king or kings or something like that, you know?
Ah, yeah.
So, you know, it's we always want to have these big hands, right? Like the
Yeah.
flushes, the full house. But you know what's more important is that your opponent also has to have a hand that's strong enough to call you. So, you know, the
So
king
he's
of clubs.
totally digging that king then.
Right, yeah, because
Yeah.
it's more likely that Sergey has some, you know, paired, you know, somehow connected with it, right? As a 3-better pre-flop.
Well, Sergey checks on that king, and a little over a third pot size bet here from Fedor. Sergey calls quite quickly. King on the river. Does pair the board. Sergey checks.
Yeah, and this is gonna be a tough spot for Sergey. Once Fedor goes all in, Sergey's. The first thing you want to do is what are his bluffs, right? What hand is he bluffing with? But you know, Sergey did bet small on the flop where Fedor could have floated lightly with some speculative holdings.
Right. He bets enough to put Sergey all in.
Yeah,
Like you said, it puts him into a tough spot here.
yeah.
Sergey thinking. And he does call. And that means that Fedor is going to knock out Sergey and make it to the finals.
Wow.
Well, I guess we go to the other table. Congrats to Fedor. He's in the very finals of the 25K heads up. I'm sure all of his backers are extremely happy right now, especially after that Queen 4 call earlier on.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, we get here just in time for aces against 10 queen.
Oh,
All
just
right.
in time, yeah.
Looks like Octay is in the lead right now. Raise here from Bruno.
Octay likes to limp those buttons, it feels like.
Well, that gives a straight draw. The ace-jack 2 board.
Top set for Bruno.
Yeah.
Of course, loving it.
About a 4th pot bet out. Call here from Octay.
Wow, look at this.
Ooh, yeah, now he's got that double straight draw here.
We are definitely gonna see a river. And you know what? I'm gonna be rooting for a 10 of clubs.
10 of clubs.
10 of clubs for
Let's
my man
bring it.
Octay.
All right, all right. Oh, and a jack comes. So this does give Bruno a boat. Octay not really hitting.
Yeah, I think Bruno has to check here and let Octay bluff. The jack is way better. I mean, Bruno should have no jack X where Octay could. And, you know, give him a chance to bluff with his missed hard draw or straight draw, right? And when you have 2 aces in Bruno's spot, it's less likely that Octay has an ace anyway.
Yeah.
So,
And he does. He checks, and Octay raises 9,000, a little under half pot.
and Bruno is like, man, what does he have? I hope he has a jack. Do I want to get greedy with this raise? And he does.
Ooh.
Raise is pretty big,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Well, Octay only has busted draws. So.
Yeah, can't do much.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see a call there. I like that he's taking his time and thinking to try to sell it like, ugh.
Yeah, maybe he has a hard decision, right? Yeah.
He's like, oh, maybe I'll call. That's what I do when I get caught in a home game.
I do that too as well
Yeah.
sometimes.
I
And it's
just
just a
sit there
game,
and
you know?
think a little
yeah,
bit.
to save face, right?
Yeah, I recheck my 5 deuce.
No, that happens, you know. Sometimes you do that for sure, like on the river, like
Yeah.
you bet and then you get raised. And you're just like, oh, really tough spot here, but you just got like complete nothing.
Yeah, and when I finally do fold, I try to do that thing that the pros do where they throw the cards, but then they flip over.
Oh my
accidentally.
God.
It's like, oh my God.
Yeah, you got to be careful that you got to make sure when you fold, it goes straight into the mug.
I'm trying to shuffle my chips, but they're just falling all over the table. It's like, oh, just get out of here, Artosis, you idiot. Octay has queens right now against the 6-5 that got raised up. Re-raises 7.2. It's a fold here from Bruno. Pretty even in the stacks right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Nothing too crazy. Ace-10 suited, raises up. Just fold. King-3, min raise. Octay with the Queen-7 suited.
Yeah, we will see it continue. Mostly call, but I guess sometimes raise. Sounds okay.
Flop comes King-5 Jack. So top pair here for Bruno. Octay with some running draws. Ooh, look at that. Ace of spades on the turn. So that is part of the draw. Well, a couple of checks, and the river comes another king. So Octay not going to hit there. Trick kings here. And he calls it. What do you think about that call?
I mean, I understand it. You know, you check all the way down and you have queen high, but in reality, I feel like if Bruno was bluffing, he would have just bluffed the flop or the turn on that run out. But you know, I don't think it's whatever. I don't think it makes a big difference.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, Bruno here going to complete with 2-3. Queen 4 for Octay, just checks. King 8-5. Check from Octay. And a check from Bruno. Oh, a 4 on the turn, pairing Octay's hand and giving a straight draw here to Bruno. Does bet out pot size. Octay just going to fold.
Oh, wow. Hits a pair and folds. Okay.
5-8 now.
5-8 versus 3-4 off.
I'm just going to throw that one away.
Bruno happy to see the fold.
Yeah, with a hand like that?
Yeah.
I think so. All right, Bruno going to min raise here with 10-8. 10-7 goes ahead and calls. Oh, look at that. All right, so 3-7-9 on the flop.
We got a flop.
Yeah, opening a straight draw here for Bruno. He raises up, it gets called, and a 6 on the turn, completing his straight. Octay with second highest pair.
Also a backdoor straight draw, or the backup straight draw, I should say. So Octay is drawing for the chop. He doesn't know it yet, of course.
Yeah, calls the raise, 3 on the river. Octay checks. Bruno now, he has the nuts, so, well, no, I guess he doesn't with the paired 3 on the board.
Yeah, but
he knows.
It's effectively the best hand, yeah.
Yeah. Bets out over pot size here, 26.5K into a 21K pot.
Octay with a pretty good bluff catching hand with the pair, and the 10 blocks the straight like the Bruno can have. But the problem is Bruno can be value betting, you know, as wide as aces or something. The 3 on the river counterfeits a lot of the, well, beats a lot of the 2 pairs that Octay could have, so he does decide to lay it down.
Yeah, Bruno going to take the chip lead with that. A raise up here on King 5 suited. Ace Jack just calls, and the board comes 7 King 4. Check from Bruno. Octay bets out. An interesting size right there. 1,452 chips. All right, the turn brings us a queen. And look at that, an ace of diamonds at the end. So wow. Bruno does hit the ace, but we now have a flash here for Octay. Octay bets out 12K into a 7K pot. And Bruno calls. Okay, I wish that this wasn't live so that we could have you go over that hand, but what do you think about that?
I mean, Octay was just thinking, I think he was thinking, well, he has the nuts, right? He has the best hand, so he wants to get paid. And the ace pairing on the river, you know, maybe Bruno can have an ace, whereas, you know, Octave just bets there.
Yeah.
The ace is gonna call anyways, probably. So yeah.
So you like the 12K into the 7K pot?
I think so. Yeah, I do. Maybe could have went 13K. I'm not sure.
13K. Hey, you're pushing it. Okay, Octave knows his man. That was the right size.
No, it worked out for him for sure.
Well, he does retake that chip lead. He's had the chip lead for most of this table so far, but just most of the time the tables looked like this, where it's just a very, very small lead.
Yeah, it's you know, the chip lead is not that big, and once the blinds start going up, it should matter much less.
Bruno raising here with ace-6. Octave gonna fold. Against 3-4. I tell you, the other hand was getting better. The other table was getting better hands. Fedor and Sergey, they were getting very playable stuff. So complete here with the 7-5, 3-4 checks. Oh, kind of an interesting flop, a 9-5 deuce. Open-ended straight draw here for Bruno. He bets out. A call from Octave. 3 on the turn.
Yeah, this match feels more of a grind, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Whereas the previous match, there was a lot of bets going in with or without the hands.
Well, Bruno actually makes a straight here on the river. Bets pot and a half size. That's just how these guys play, huh? You bet over pot when you have it.
Yeah, right. Looks like it so far. And Octave correctly assessing that, hey, when I did this, I had the nuts, so, right? I'm not going to fall for it.
Absolutely. All right, 10's here for Bruno. Ace deuce calls. 7-3-9.
Good flop for Bruno with the overpair.
And after getting checked to, that's 3/4 pot.
Yeah, don't see Octave continuing here, especially versus that size.
Does fold. And 10 queen, min raise. 10-5, just going to throw that one away. Quite the close match still. Blinds only 500, 1,000.
Yeah, a lot of room to play still. 100 big blinds effective. No annies, it looks like, so yeah, players can be pretty patient if they want to be.
In this hand, Bruno does have bottom pair. There's a lot of checks.
Yep.
All right, 2-9 against 3-8. Yeah, we do have some killer hands here. See if Octave wants to open it up.
Two good blackjack hands, right? Double down hands.
Yeah, absolutely.
Octave agreeing with me, and you know, decides to open it up.
Bruno not into blackjack, I guess. 7-4. Is he going to be able to call this ace deuce suited raise?
I like to see Octave raise it up here, you know, just to. Why not, right?
Yeah.
A little FU re-raise. That'd be fun.
You got to mix it up, right?
Yeah, why not? Have a decent image right now, you know. So
Yeah. His VPIP much lower at 56 against 64, right?
Yeah, but you know, it is a 25K buy-in.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Not your home game 1-2 game, you know.
Yeah.
$1 million for first, so.
Ace 10 here against King 9. Maybe we can see some action. It's a little bit over the min raise.
Yeah, we'll see a flop for sure.
Yeah, calls that 8-5-9. So top pair here for Bruno. They both do have a club.
Very drawy flop here. A lot of straight draws, a lot of flush draws.
4 on the turn. That almost pot size from Bruno. Octave calls. King on the river.
Keeping him honest.
Bruno now with 2 pair. That's out over pot size again.
Man, this guy.
This is a theme.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's trying to get called by. He has the 2 pair, but you know, I mean, his hand is for sure the best hand, obviously, the way this hand is played out.
Well, he folded last time that it was an overpot size bet from Bruno.
Yeah, I don't see Octave. I mean, this shouldn't be a call. Don't think. There's just so many. You know, you could have like, if you want a hero call, just have like an 8 or something, right?
Yeah, yeah.
If you go down with the calling here with ace-10, you're gonna be calling too much, I think. So.
I feel like it's kind of interesting. If you see something like this, right, where it's, for instance, on the river multiple times now, Bruno has bet more than pot size, and Octave is folding, and it's obviously it's good folds, right? He was beating in his hands, but eventually, are we going to see a looser call from him because it keeps happening, or if it does keep happening? I guess is the right way
That's
to ask.
the. You got to figure that out, right? But it's also we gotta realize that it's a very small sample. You know, it's still early in the match.
Yeah.
So you wanna gather more information, I think, about how he plays other spots, and then adjust accordingly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Octave's definitely thinking both players are kind of being suspicious of one another.
Yeah. It's like they're kind of being careful.
Yeah, yeah.
And then when they have it, they bet big.
It looks like it so far, right?
Ooh, King Jack against King 10 suited.
Yeah, we haven't seen a big bluff, I don't think yet.
No, not from these guys.
Yeah, they've been playing pretty honest.
Bruno flops top pair here. That's about 75% of pot, and Octave gonna throw his hand away. King 10 against Queen 10 now. Min raise from Octave. Blinds have gone up. King 10 calls. 7-4-3 on the flop. Couple checks into a jack on the turn. Not hitting either hand. Couple more checks into a 6 on the river.
Pretty good run out for Bruno to bluff if he chooses to with this king high. Maybe he's thinking, yeah, I can still win king high.
And Octave checks and the king high will take that down. Feels like this one could be a lot longer than the other one. I guess it's already becoming that.
Yeah.
But just watching the way that they're playing, right? There's not quite as much action. There's a little bit more respect with the folds, I guess.
Yeah, it could also be the distribution of hands as well, right? But
yeah, we definitely are seeing less quality hands and quality flops.
Yeah, but you never know. That's the beauty of it, right? It can all change in one hand, especially if it's aces against kings.
Yeah. That's for sure. Okay, we actually have a bit of a board here. We had top pair on that flop here for Octave, as well as the inside straight draw. Inside straight draw, same one for Bruno, but no pair. Will fold to that bet on the turn. All right, King 9 with the min raise against sevens. Octave calls. Ace, king, king on the flop. Octave checks.
Octave could have 3-bet there, but decides to call. Either seems fine. Bruno with the slow play with the king, checking back.
Octave checks again. Pot size bet here from Bruno.
I feel like Bruno's just trying to go for the most seemingly not believable lines.
Yeah, right? And
but,
it gets called.
Yeah.
3 on the river. Octave bets out about half pot.
This is a very silly hand played by Octave. Don't really see a reason to lead out, especially when facing a pot dead. But
he raises.
Music to Bruno's ears with a little lead.
Octave, what do you do here? He's folded all the hands that.
Yeah, I think he might get sticky with this. He's like.
It's like, eventually, do you just call just to see it?
Just to.
It's too bad his time bank isn't 30 minutes long, right?
Yeah, very silly hand played.
Well, he is the least experienced player out of those top four, Octay is.
And looks like Bruno's little sneaky check worked out for him too, right?
Octay is really thinking here. Going deep into his time, ends up folding.
Yeah.
He's never, like, Bruno hasn't had to prove his hand to Octay in the hands that we've been watching. Okay, looks like we are going to go to a quick break and we'll be right back. All right, back into it. Thank you for sticking with us, everybody. We already have feeder holes in the finals of the 25K No Limit Hold'em Heads Up Championship. Looking for that bracelet. Here we have Octay going up against Bruno. And it's been a lot slower than that first round of 4 game.
Yeah, it's got a different feel.
It looks here Octay turns a jack. Bruno has checked into him. All right. Got a raise here from Bruno with the 5-4, going up against 8-6.
Oh.
Okay, gonna fold.
Starts to fold to a min raise, okay.
Octay with King 9 now. Just completes. 6-8 gonna check. Ace-7 King with all spades. Both of them do have a spade here. Of course, we have second pair for Octay as well.
Bruno picks up a straight draw as well.
Yeah, bets out, and it gets called by Octay. A 10 on the river.
Yeah, and Bruno gives up.
Min bet from Octay, and Bruno gonna fold it. Where's my over pot size bet? I'm sad. Ooh, Ace-10 suited against Ace-Jack here. We have the min raise from Bruno. A big re-raise from Octay. And just a call from Bruno. 5 King 3 on the flop.
Not much for both players. They both got backdoor stuff going on.
Yeah, all sorts of backdoors going on. Bet out from Octay, not that big, but gets the fold from Bruno. Much closer in chips now. Bruno here with 9-10. Just completes. Bruno with the Queen Deuce. Gonna go ahead and raise it up. And look at that flop right there. 3 Jack King. Flush draw here for Bruno. He bets out. Octay calls with his inside straight draw. 6 on the turn. Oh, another big bet here. 9K into a 13K pot.
And at this point, Octay has to let it go, I think. And he does.
Okay, takes down another one. 6-9 now. The min raise.
Slowly chipping away, it seems like, Bruno.
Octay with a big re-raise though. Taking those chips back.
Yeah, he lost the hand before, so he's got to win it back, right?
Yeah. That's some good logic right there. I see why he's getting close to a bracelet.
It just feels so good when you get away with all those robberies, you know? It's like sometimes, like, you know,
you're like, yeah, don't mess with me.
You know,
I know
like,
what you're up to.
When I first used to play, I had it in my mind, let's say if certain someone opens and then it folds around to me in the big blind or something, like I just made it in my mind that I'm just gonna 3-bet him if I have anything connected or anything suited. So like whether it be like 9-3 suited or like 7-8 off, you know? Yeah. Then I just go for it.
How'd that work out for you?
Probably more bad times than good, I would think, right?
Statistically, that's how it should have been.
Yeah, but it's, you know, it's kind of fun to do that once in a while. Don't do that anymore. So
clean that up and won a bracelet.
Yeah.
Look at that. All right, a little raise there with the Queen 8 makes the Deuce 3 get thrown away from Octay. Was thinking about it a little bit though. Do you think he might feel like he's getting bullied around a little bit?
Yeah, I think maybe that, and maybe, you know, Octay just kind of getting a little tired. Maybe it looks like it, right? It's,
sure.
I mean, based on his play and his resume, he's clearly a less experienced than probably a recreational player. So if I were in Bruno's spot, you know, I wouldn't try to play any bloated pots unnecessarily. I would just kind of keep grinding away, kind of jabbing it away, you know?
Yeah.
Not try to go for the big kill with and ramp up the variance, you know?
Oh, it makes sense. I mean, Bruno's actually won a lot, right? Like
Yeah.
He's a pretty seasoned veteran, so he should be feeling like his chances are really reasonable against Octay.
Yeah, but it's heads up. It's only one match, can go any way. So yeah, if I was in Bruno's spot, I would like to reduce the variance as much as possible. Keep the pot small, keep it controlled, and wait for Octay to make that big mistake.
A fold there from Octay. It feels like Octay is completing a lot and folding more than the other players that we've seen. Would you chalk that up to an experience or just a style?
I think yeah, for sure, less experience. And we saw that kind of a questionable play with the sevens earlier when the Bruno had King 9 or Trip King, whatever it was. So yeah, I think the longer the match goes, I think it's going to be more in Bruno's favor. Yeah.
Well, the blinds do climb up. Looks like a min raise here from Octay. Bruno going to fold it.
Blinds are up.
Up again. Min raise here with the 2-10.
But
up against
still,
Ace-3.
Still a lot of room. Octay is losing, but he still has 50 big blinds, which is a decent amount. So, yeah, could be a long match. We'll see.
All right, well, a couple checks going down. No pairs for anyone as of yet. Interesting bet there.
Yeah, I like that bet.
Pot.
Don't see, you have ace high. You generally want to just take showdown.
Octay here with 2-5. Bruno has 5 king.
Octay thinking about it.
Yeah, he's actually, it feels like he's thinking about quite a few hands. Maybe he had to get up and get the door. Package there or something. All right, does end up folding that after going to the tank for a moment.
Pizza delivery or something, right?
Yeah. I wonder how Turkish pizza is. Never been to Turkey, have you?
I have not. I heard it's beautiful though, Istanbul, and yeah.
It looks beautiful.
The whole Mediterranean area, I've actually never been, but would love to go, like Greece, Turkey.
Been to Spain a few times and Italy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Pretty beautiful. Pretty nice weather.
For work?
Yeah. All right, we have a Jack 8 here that completed for Octay. Bruno gonna raise it up to 5,600 with King Queen. And look at that flop, 9-8 Queen. So top pair here for Bruno, bottom pair for Octay, as well as that straight draw.
Yeah, questionable defend from Octay. And Bruno going with the big size.
Yeah, and Octay calls it.
Yeah, can't blame him. He's got a, he did flop a pair.
About half pot here.
Yeah, Bruno here, just very confident that he has the best hand. Usually on these boards, you kind of you're a little afraid what your opponent can have, right?
Look at that river for Octay, though. He calls and calls again and then checks here.
Yeah, anytime makes it straight. He has a middling 2 pair. So he decides to take the showdown, and yeah, it was a nice one.
I mean, it was definitely a nice pot from Octay. Were those good calls, though?
Yeah, that's why the pre-flop was questionable for sure. Flop and turn, I mean, could go either way, I guess.
A pair is a pair.
Yeah, and then he had the backdoor straight draw and stuff, so. Or gutter draw and the backdoor flush draw. But if you're looking to call a Jack 8 off 3-bet and you flop that hand, you're probably not looking to fold, right?
Yeah, probably.
Probably not, so.
I think you're right there.
Yeah.
Looks like Octay has made his straight here on the turn. Bruno with the bottom pair. That's out about 3/4 pot, and Bruno gonna throw that away like it's hot. Queen 4 against Jack 5. Octay taking his time, figuring out what to do. Has that chip lead.
Could open here. Queen high, queen 4, but does fold.
Okay. I find it interesting the amount of time he's thinking on some of the hands. Like if you're on the button
Right.
in heads up and you've gone this many rounds,
Yeah.
I almost feel like you would have a better idea of what you want to do with your opening hands because your first act there.
Yeah, I guess maybe he's thinking like, oh, I'm on the button, I want to play, because obviously you're on the button, so you want to play a lot of hands, but he's getting, you know, it seems like he's tanking with these pretty bad hands, you know?
Yeah.
So maybe he's like, his mouse is like kind of going to the raise button, but he's like kind of going like this, and he's like, no,
Sure.
no.
All right, well, looks like we are gonna get a chop finally. I've been waiting.
Oh, the chop, yeah, you're a big fan of the chop pots.
I love chop pots. There's just nothing like it in the whole world.
Everyone wins, right?
Yeah. Especially the house, right? Yeah, Octay here with 2-4. Just gonna fold it.
Ooh, look at this.
Ooh, yeah, aces with the min raise. Octay with the 3-4. See if he defends.
Bruno hoping for a 3-bet. Definitely wasn't hoping for the fold, but he'll take it, right?
Yeah. Gotta take your chips where you get them, I guess. Octay here with ace-10.
Oh, we got 2 playable hands here. Okay.
All right, does the min raise. Just a call here with the king-7. Ooh, top pair on the 4-3-10 board, but 2 hearts to give Bruno that draw.
And the king overcard as well, which will be good.
Bets out, a little over half pot, and a call from Bruno. 4 pairs the board on the turn. And bets out 3.6K into 13K.
Puts out a little pro bet, trying to get Octay to fold if he has some garbagey hand.
Pretty strong re-raise here from Octay to about 9K. And a 7 comes here on the river. Couple
Bruno
checks
does
to the
pair
showdown.
up, but yeah.
Ooh. Bruno's stack starting to dwindle a little bit.
Yeah, those Octay looks like he got the max. Maybe he could have bet the river, but decides to just take the showdown. Collect the chips.
King 4 there. Bruno raises it up just the min raise. Octay calls with 5s. Queen, deuce, 6 on the board. Min raise again from Bruno after a check and a call from Octay. 9 on the turn. Check, check. 8 on the river. Check from Octay once again. And Bruno gonna check and find out the bad news. He loses yet another pot.
Octay's got a 2-1 lead now.
This ace-4 against ace-8. Comes 5, jack, 3. So inside straight draw here for Octay. Jack on the turn. Min bet from Bruno. And the call. 7 on the river. And that 8 kicker will play. All right, Bruno takes down a hand. Ooh, ace-king against king-10. Min raise and the call. Queen 4-2. Octay first to act.
Not much going on for either players.
Octay Yeah, he's gonna go ahead and fold. And 8-5 again. Kind of an interesting bet there. I feel like Octay is making some strange bet sizes, is he not?
Yeah.
Right?
Seems
Like
to be clicking around maybe.
Well, it's actually Bruno hits the deuce, and we'll pick that up on the turn.
Yep.
All right, Queen 8 with the min raise here from Bruno. 10-6 on Octay's side.
Octay contemplating call. Or maybe he wants to get a little frisky and 3-bet, but nope, he does fold.
Octay now with 4-5, going up against a 6-8. Does the min raise. Bruno gonna call it. Jack, 2 ace, all spades. Octay does have a spade here. He also has an inside straight draw. Nothing really going on for Bruno. Octay bets out about a third pot, and Bruno folds.
Takes it down.
All right, min raise here from Bruno with the 7-10. It's going up against ace-8 suited. Octay just calls. 6-2 king on the flop. Neither player hitting much anything. Check into a min raise from Bruno. And Octay folds. Octay. All right, 10 deuce. What you gonna do, Octay? Just folds. All right, Bruno gonna raise up on the button here with 10-6. Octay with 5-4.
No, it does decide to fold.
Yeah, he's not defending very much, is he?
Yeah.
It raises up here with 6-7. Bruno calls and actually flops a flush draw on a 4-king deuce board.
Bruno with some backdoor stuff.
Octay bets out third of pot and Bruno calls. They both hit that 6. The 10 kicker obviously still plays, and then a diamond on the river. So Bruno hits his flush and bets out slightly over pot size again. We've seen this before.
This guy.
Octay, though, he has not called any of those bets yet.
Don't fall for it, Octay. Fold.
He does fold. Look at that.
This guy's just going for max value every time, sloping.
Have you ever seen on YouTube these there's like these goats where like if you make like if you like clap or something, they just go like this and fall over?
No.
You never saw those? It's just like there's something wrong with these goats that like you make a certain noise and they just fall over.
Oh, okay.
So it's like in their head that they do this.
Oh,
right?
I got you.
So I almost feel like that's what we're seeing here, where Bruno has figured this out, that if on the river he bets a little bit over pot size, Octay folds. I can't believe you haven't seen that video about the goats.
I haven't.
Why do you use your time so efficiently to become a pro poker player? All right, what do we have here? It looks like a busted flush draw for Octay. And he actually bets out almost pot size, but we do have top 2 pair for Bruno. He had the nut flush draw.
We finally see a bluff. And, yep. Actually, Octay's, I guess he could think he's lucky the heart didn't come, right?
Yeah, for sure.
You always got, it's half glass full, right? You always gotta look at the other side.
Well, now it's just about even stacks, right? So
Yeah.
not so bad for Octay. Although it really does feel like you were saying, where Bruno's kind of grinding him down. Like
Yeah,
Octay
he's
will
trying.
win hands and get
He's
a chippy.
trying, yeah, for sure.
And Bruno increasing that lead ever so slightly with the blinds. Octay with Jack 9. It's going to raise up. We are at 1,000, 2,000 for blinds now.
Both players are 50 big blinds effective.
Jack 10 here for Bruno. Ooh, 7s for Octay.
Trying to get that ticket to play Fade or Holds in the finals for $1 million first and the bracelet.
Bruno here has hit the top pair. Bet out, Octay called. Turn brings the 5. Bets out, not quite pot size here. Octay, gonna fold those 7s. He made a mistake with 7s before, he's not gonna make it again. Octay with 8s now.
Pocket 8s.
All right, bets out to 4.4K, and Bruno gonna throw his hand away. Raise up here from Bruno to 10-6.
Should see a continue. Oh wow, that's a very tight fold. That's a very tight fold.
Huh.
Yeah, very tight fold. Yeah, if I was Bruno, I mean, actually the match is on delay, right? So Bruno could be watching it on the side. Yeah, for sure. He could be, you know, trying to get some info.
Oh yeah.
So if I was Bruno, I would be raising every button. If Octay's folding King 8 off there to a min raise, he's folding way too many hands.
Yeah, well, I guess if the match goes on for more than 30 minutes, you start to gain some info.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's anything's really useful.
Yeah.
Especially if you remember the hand very well, you know.
Yeah.
Like, oh god. Yeah.
I'm sure each players have the commentary on the side for sure.
Yeah.
Not to listen to us, of course, but to look at not to listen to us, but
man.
to look at each other's opponent's hands.
Wouldn't that be funny though? They're like, oh my god, you're making me worse right now. Like, what is this?
I'm sure I'm sure they have it on mute.
Yeah. No doubt. All right, second pair here for Bruno. Ooh, another diamond. Must have that straight draw right now.
Both players picking up equity here, but Octay drawing pretty slim. Doesn't know it yet. Bruno is in very good shape here, actually.
Yeah, that diamond comes. Gonna be some fireworks.
Oh.
Jack on the river, which actually gives him a straight. That's out 10,000, not over the pot size. Very interesting, Bruno. Octay folds. All right, raise here on the button. All right, queen deuce for Octay. Bruno just gonna fold it. Now Bruno is really getting a little bit aggressive on the button, isn't he? He's raising up absolutely everything. Octay just kind of surrendering his hands.
Queen 9 off, ace 10 off, both playable hands.
It looks like Octay gonna bet out after a check. And just fold to Octay. All right, min raise with ace 9 suited. Queen 7 here for Octay. And he folds that as well.
Wow.
The king 9, the queen 7. Well, is there like a reason why he would be playing extra tight right now, do you think?
I just think he's, I mean, he realized that he's out of position, you know, so I guess he's just being too selective with his holdings. But that's how you get run over in heads up. You know, it's heads up. It's very different than 6-handed or 9-handed, right? Because you gotta be in there with not so great holdings. And if you've only played, you know, full ring games 9-handed, you know, you're never in that spot. You know, it's like whenever you're gonna ever play, whenever you're gonna play Queen 8 off, or you know, like something like a 2-9 suited, you know, you just never
get rid of it.
Yeah.
Well, here Bruno's going to show us how to play Queen 7, raises it up, but is running into Ace King. And then quite a large re-raise from Octay.
Should be an easy fold, right? Yep.
Yeah, I guess with how much he's been folding, if he's going to re-raise you like that, might have something. All right, raise up from Octay.
Two players have decent hands here.
Yeah, the ace-10 just calls. A check here.
Oh, look at this turn card.
Yeah, a diamond giving Octay the flush draw. Top pair here now for Bruno. Bruno bets out half pot and Octay calls. 7. 7 here on the river, so looks like he completes a few things, but not that flush.
Bruno correctly identifying that his hand is worth a bet, even though it's a, any 9 makes it straight. He felt confident there that he had the best hand.
Oh, very next hand, both players do have an ace. Ace-7 suited here brings a very large re-raise over 3 times here from Octay. He'll pick that right up. 4s against King-10.
Still anyone's game.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this.
Well, that's top 2 pair against a flush draw right now for Octay.
Yep, and the 2 4s are alive as well.
And the flush does not come. Nope, other pairs or anything, so bets out 3/4 of the pot. Octay gonna go ahead and fold. All right, Bruno raising up with 5-9 suited. Octay with ace-king again. Does that strong re-raise over 3 times. Bruno gonna fold. Ten-6 now against Queen-10. Raise up to 7,000 with the Queen-10.
Octay trying to see a cheap flop, just limping in with the 10-6 off.
And I'm just gonna pick that one up. Queen-Jack now against 8-4. Min raise, gets called. A lot of 3 diamond flops we've been seeing. Ace, King, Jack. So we have the straight flush draw and bottom pair here for Bruno. Check from Octay, who hasn't really hit anything.
Bruno content to check it down and catch a bluff potentially from Octay. And Octay does not oblige, doesn't bluff with the 8 high.
All right, 2-5 here. Just folds it. Jack-7 with the min raise. 2s over here for Octay. Queen 3-5 on the flop. Octay checks. Bruno gonna bet out, a little over 4th pot. Calls from Octay. 8 on the turn. Not really doing anything for anyone. A couple of checks and king on the river. Octay checks. Does Bruno take a stab? He does. Look at that. That's 9,600. A little over 3/4 the pot.
Tough spot for Octay, and he does fold.
The bet won. Was it a good bet? Was Octay looking weak enough there?
Yeah, I think so. And you have Queen High there, and King should be better for Bruno's range there. So he decides to take a bluff and make a big bet.
Deuce 7. With the hands he's been folding, if he keeps that one, I don't know what's going on. All right, 4-9 with the min raise. Jack-9
Yeah,
suited
it looks
for
like
Octay.
I think Bruno's caught on with the stream maybe. He's realizing that Octay is folding a lot of big blind. So, 4-9 off is never an open in, any format of the game. So I think Bruno's taking that exploitive read that Octay is maybe folding a lot, so.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely what we're seeing at this point, at least. Now 10 on the turn here, so it's bottom pair for Bruno right now, and an inside straight draw here for Octay.
Bruno betting his hand as protection / value. Doesn't want to give Octay cheap river, you know?
5 of diamonds there on the river. Doesn't do anything for anybody. Octay on a busted draw. Just checks. And a check from Bruno. Goes to showdown and he'll pick that one up. 2-1 chip leader right now. Blinds going up. At 1250. Small blind and 2500 big blind. All right, min raise there with the 410.
Octay folds your suited hand there, right?
He's gonna have to eventually fight back, right?
Yeah. I think he's trying to be patient, but being too tight here.
Ooh, could be some fireworks here. Octay does the min raise, gets called by ace-10. They both flop top pair of 10s. 5-3, the other cards on the board. That's out third pot size here.
Yeah, I like Bruno's raise.
Octay calls. Ace on the turn. Top 2 pair here for Bruno. There's no getting out of that for Octay. No.
Oh, wow.
Hits the 4 on the river.
Wow.
Uh-oh. And that is going to be that.
Oh, and that's that.
Bruno with a top 2 pair against
Wow.
a low pair and another pair. And okay, that means that Bruno gonna go to the finals here.
And face Fedor Holtz for the title.
Yeah. All right, I believe we are going to go to a quick little break. And when we come back, the final table. Well, I bet you thought that there was 2 minutes and 50 seconds left before we were going to get into this final table. You were wrong. We're back. It's time. They actually already started, but it hasn't gone too far yet. Bruno against Fedor. It's going to be a good one. Fedor, of course, one of the biggest winners ever in poker.
Yep.
Should probably be the favorite going in, but Bruno, I think he really caught on to how Octave was playing and played a nice series there.
It could really go either way, you know, heads up. Even if you're a seasoned heads up player versus another capable pro, your edge is not that big. Maybe you could get 60-40 or something like that in the expert's favor. So in one match, it could really go anywhere, any direction. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
Well, here Fedor has a flush draw here with that 3. The ace-6 of Bruno, not finding anything yet. Bets out. Bruno gonna fold. I like the reset and chips and blinds each time. It's really nice. Makes it very easy to follow. Yeah,
it's a completely new game, after the match.
Very, very clean. Ace king suited here for Bruno. Gonna take that one down. This is a early chip lead, but not very much. Ace queen now against 4-8. That's out. A call here from Fedor. Bruno flopping top pair here in the ace king 6 board. That's out at 1.5 big blinds, and Fedor gonna fold. All right, Fedor now gonna raise it up with his jack 8. Bruno folding. Bruno with ace jack. Wow, they're really getting some hands, aren't they? Against queen 10 suited here. A re-raise from Fedor.
Yep. Suited brought away makes sense. Ace jack a call.
Ooh, queen 10-4 on this flop. Bruno flops in straight draw, and Fedor with top 2 pair.
Bruno also hoping that his ace might be good as well, but we know that it's not. Fedor bets big-ish.
Ooh, picks up a flush draw as well on the turn. This hand just has everything.
Yeah, and Bruno picking up another straight draw with the 9. So Bruno is not going to be going anywhere. Fedor
checks it
does
over.
Check.
Bruno thinking about it.
2 ace draw, straight draw with the 9 and the king.
And he actually bets out 14K into a 23K pot.
Yeah, and Fedor absolutely loving it. I think he'll just call.
Oh, and he rivers the queen here. Makes the full house.
Man, I think Bruno might go for it here. We'll see.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, at this point, he's thinking his hand probably doesn't have showdown value. But let's see what he does.
Yeah, he's thinking about it. Bets out 32K into a 51K pot. Fedor, he has to be licking his lips right now, thinking about a bracelet.
Yeah, I don't like the sizing. I think if Bruno wanted to bet, I think he should go bigger,
Yeah?
Yeah, just really polarize himself to queen or better. If Fedor has a pair here, he can, and of course, easy raise by Fedor.
Bruno can't be happy with that.
Yeah, of course.
He folds it, and Fedor going to become a pretty big chip leader here, 3-1 in stack size. All right, queen 7 raises up, king 6 calling. Jack 7-8 on the flop. Min raise here from Bruno.
What happened here? Bruno just let out?
Yeah.
Seems a little silly.
Fedor has the bottom pair on flop. The turn comes 4. Check from Bruno. He does have that inside straight draw.
See Fedor. Yeah, I think Fedor is just checking, betting here to make his life easier, kind of, and then just check the river. And possibly get some value too, I guess.
Deuce gonna fold from Bruno. Maybe tightening up a little bit.
It's all right. It's still early in the match. There's still a lot of room to play if you were Bruno or his fan.
Mm-hmm. Right. Hits his queen here, Fedor does, on that flop. Couple of checks. Jack on the turn.
Checks back the flop. His kicker's not that, big, so it's not like he'll get 3 streets of value.
Check from Bruno. Fedor with trips here on the river.
I'd like to see a big bet, maybe close to pot. Yep, and 2000, and Bruno probably has to hero him with the ace high, but he's definitely not liking it.
And it does call it. Fedor is just crushing right now. I have to switch that to an ice cube for Bruno. Take away the flame first. He's got to lose another hand for the ice cube, I think. All right, a raise up with king 3. Queen 7 suited here gives the re-raise from Fedor. Bruno gonna fold. Fedor raising with jack 7. Bruno folds again.
Bruno still has 80-ish big blinds. Plenty of chips to turn this around.
Straight up folds at deuce 3. Should he be kind of waiting for a hand now? Look at that, 2-3 twice in a row.
No, I think you still want to play your game, but don't get too distraught that you just got caught bluffing in a big spot early on in the game. So realize that it's you're still heads up for the 25K heads up tournament, right?
Sure, sure.
And still got a good chance to win this.
Yeah. Jack 9 suited against 3-7 suited. Oh my God, look at this flop. 2 diamonds on the flop. Bottom pair here for Bruno.
And a flush draw. I think
I
would like to see a raise if I was Bruno, yeah.
He does, but it's a higher flush draw here for Fedor. Let's see how Fedor plays this. Just calls. 2 on the turn.
This is a good turn for Bruno, and his, he has a lot of the more middling low cards than Fedor, right?
Bruno
I'm
checks.
not sure if I like... Yeah, I would have liked to see Bruno bet this, but he does check.
Fedor thinking a bit. Checks as well. 7 here on the river, so Bruno getting a second pair.
Bruno thinking if he wants to check or if he bets what size he wants to use.
Wow.
He goes for the...
There's this move again. Worked on Octane, it worked on Fedor.
I mean, this is ridiculous, It's like he's just trying to go for a check raise and then just overbet. It just makes no sense. You know what I mean? It's like when like a pro does that, it just makes no sense that he has to have it. That's like my read on it usually. It's just like...
Oh man, look at this. A raise and then a re-raise. And I mean, this is crazy already. Ace-King for Bruno. Fedor will end up calling with Queen 8 suited. 2-3 Jack on the flop.
I believe this is our first 4-bet pot of the night.
Yeah, I think so.
Kind of a loose feel for Fedor. I know what he's thinking. He's getting good odds. His hand is kind of suited-ish connected. But yeah, I think Fedor could have folded that pre-flop after getting 4-bet by Bruno.
Still has a pretty good chip lead here. Over 2 times as big as Bruno. 6 deuce completes for Bruno. Raise up from Fedor. And Bruno gonna call. Flops a flush draw here with 9-9-7 board. Fedor bets out. 2.1K. Re-raise. Almost pot size here from Bruno. And just the call from Fedor.
Wow, Fedor going super hood on us with the... Is this graphic right? I like Bruno's raise. Fedor is just not a believer.
This is a wild hand. What am I actually looking at here?
Yeah, so now it's Fedor's in the streets. He called the flop because he didn't believe him.
Oh my God, and he bets out there on the river and takes it down.
So that's an interesting spot, right? Because on the flop, he didn't believe him, right? So like on the turn and the river, so Fedor's thinking like, should I just take this to showdown and maybe jack high wins? But no, Fedor just wanted to make sure that he gets a full from, you know, some weird ace highs that Bruno might have, I guess.
Looking here, Fedor flops bottom pair. Bruno with the min raise. Just a call from Fedor. 7 on the turn, a couple checks, ace on the river. Fedor with that bottom pair. And it is good. We'll take that one down.
It's the Fedor show today.
Yeah.
Fedor show on the air on GGPoker stream here.
It's just perfect, isn't it? I mean, the guy is a GGPoker ambassador. Here he is in the chip lead, final table, looking for a bracelet.
Yeah. Not much has changed though. Fedor has been he's been doing this for the last few years.
Yeah, that's for sure. All right, 10s versus 5s right now. Raise up to 1,500 from Bruno.
Oh my God.
And the call from Fedor, oh my God, a 5-4-8 board. Bruno with the overpair, he bets out 2/3 pot.
I think this could be it.
Fedor with that mid set.
Yeah, I think Fedor might just go for the raise here. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, brings it up to 8K. Bruno.
Yeah.
Big re-raise. Up at 20K right now. Fedor thinking about it. Is there much to think about, though?
He's thinking about that bracelet on the $1 million right now. Actually, not even a million. He's thinking about 22% of himself that he has of the million.
So true, so true. All right, he needs a 10, a 9 on the turn.
It's no good.
Can we get a 10 on that river and keep this going?
No way. Fedor does it again.
And that is it. Look at that. Nice hand called out by Bruno. And Fedor going to go ahead and win himself yet another gigantic title. He has a bracelet for every wrist. It's wild.
No surprises here.
Oh my God.
No surprises.
Well, congratulations to Fedor Holes for winning the bracelet and the 25K heads up. No limit hold'em.
That was quite entertaining, huh?
Tournament. Dude, at the end, it was just wild. I think both the
quick.
Fedor tables were really good. The Octave versus Bruno was like a weird grind that he got through, and it, you know, that was great too. But yeah, definitely very entertaining here at the end.
Yeah, but Bruno also strong showing as well. Getting second place in this kind of tournament lineup is achievement in itself. So yeah, props to him.
Yeah. Let's take a look at our final standings for the Heads Up Championship. All right, Fedor Holes. Look at that. He wins a World Series of Poker Europe Package Ticket. I don't think he needed that, but that's okay. He wins over $1 million here, but it's not all for him. He sold a bunch of himself for this tournament, so congratulations to all involved in that. Bruno gets second place at 622K. Octave and Sergey gonna tie for that third, fourth place. And of course, you can see the rest of the payouts here, almost 200K for all the top 8. And yeah, that was entertaining. I tell you, I really do like watching Heads Up. It's one of the more entertaining pokers to watch.
It's for sure the purest form of the no limit poker, I think. You know, one-on-one battle. So yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, some of these guys, they have an amazing amount of grit, some good reads in there as well. It's really funny to see their personalities kind of come out.
For sure, yeah. That Jack 3 suited Fedor called when he just sniffed it out.
That was
he just
crazy.
Didn't believe him. Yeah, that was super hood. Fedor take it to the street. Yeah, that was
I
nice.
love that you call it super hood. It's like Jack 3 suited on a 9-7-9 board. You don't have anything going on. He's like, nah, it's fine. It's not even a re-raise. It's a call. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, that was sick. That was fun. That was fun.
Yeah, that was a great tournament. Absolutely a pleasure to see. But yeah, I think that just about does it for us. You know, we've been casting the World Series of Poker. I think this is week 7.
Yeah. You know, it's kind of a shame. You know, just as I was kind of getting hang of it, that we closed this this part of the season.
Yeah, well, that's just about it for the World Series of Poker. It's coming to an end. There's very few bracelets left out there, and the show will not be back next week because, well, there's no more World Series of Poker. So, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us, and please check out GGPoker and all of their wonderful social media. Thanks for watching. Congratulations once again to Fader Holes, and we'll see you next time.